Welcome back. We continue live right here with the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call 7 nights a week here, folks. We'll be on after the game as well this coming Sunday for 2 hours on KDKA-TV. So Chris Oak and I will take your calls about the Bengals and the Steelers. And Gene, I want to ask you about that game because if you're the Steelers right now, you face an uphill climb in terms of offensive strategy. If you're Randy Fichtner, what kind of plan do you put together knowing that James Conner likely won't play? Benny Snell, I guess, won't play. You're down to, once again, Samuels and Trey Edmonds as running backs. You may not have your top two receivers, which means you're going to have James Washington along with Tevin Jones and Johnny Holton. What do you do to try to create offense and possess the ball for any length of time?
I don't know. They always say establish the run, Bob. I think they should try to establish the bomb. Establish the long, complete pass.
Daryl LaMonica.
Very helpful. No, I think the Steelers have to try and run the ball with the backs such as they are, and trying to keep things pretty simple for even the wideouts. I mean, the wideout is a very complicated position to play, but I'd stick to the front of the playbook, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know what else you can do. The key is to try to hold on to the ball, possess it, and make life a little easier on your defense. It's going to have to be defense carrying you all the way through this part of this season until things get better from an injury standpoint. Their schedule is doable, Gene. When you look at it, you say to yourself, they can win a lot of these games. You would think, at least theoretically, but at the same time, you can see them losing a lot of these games.
Well, after they beat the Rams and you look at the schedule in front of them, I mean, it was reasonable to think they could run off 5 or 6 wins in a row. But they just keep getting injured and, keep making some mistakes. And now mistakes are starting to crop up in the secondary again. And that's why it's hard to assume anything in the NFL. You would assume they could beat the Bengals, but just look at their depth chart and it would call it into question.
Harry in Ross Township, real quick. Harry, could you make it fast?
Sure, yeah. I got a suggestion for the offense. We have to shorten the pass patterns. You can't go down 15 yards. They got to do 5 and 7. I was watching the Patriots, and I've been looking at the Patriots. They start the game with pass patterns that are maybe 5 or 7 yards.
Yeah, but that's what the Steelers have done too. The last few times, running backs have led them in receptions on checkdowns. So, yeah, you can say that. But guess what? They better go down the field. And Mason Rudolph in the last game was 0 for 7, throwing the ball down the field 15 yards or more. They have to be able to connect some of these things. They just can't do it.
Yeah, well, Rudolph is still learning, and now half his receivers are going to be.
And it's hard to evaluate him, right?
Yeah, it is, and they're going to be inexperienced too. So you're expecting a lot from them.
It's going to be an interesting game, and then another one which follows. The Cleveland game, by the way, has been flexed to a 1 o'clock start. Right. It originally was 4:25, and that's going to do it for our program. For the one and only Gene Collier. Thanks.
Thanks, Bob. I'd do it for nothing.
Most likely he does. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:35.